All right, so trying out a smaller green-black rock deck here in Explorer. We've gained Liliana of the Veil, and we've also added Evolved Sleeper here as another sweet one-drop that we can pump excess mana into, similar to Knight of the Ebon Legion. We've got Glint-Sleeve Siphoner and Tireless Tracker as sources of card advantage. And then we've got Graveyard Trespasser and Scavenging Ooze for Scotch of main deck Graveyard Hate. Smattering a different utility in the sideboard. Let's see how this stacks up into red, black, and others in Explorer. Before we do, though, let's make our one card that's not foil. Seems like it's only right, yet. New one drop seems good. Yeah, it has a lot of potential, I think. For sure. Yeah, I'll keep this in the dark. It's kind of medium into an aggressive deck, but it's like fine into control or red-black. There's a lot of red-black in the format. I hate the Shockland interface, doodah. Absolutely hate the Shockland interface. Oh, the doodah day. Do. Bum ba da da dum.
To regret it. We all have things we'd rather forget.
Clean out their Planeswalker. Yeah, Abrupt Decay would be a welcome addition to this format, for sure. I assume Tracker's going to die here, but that'll make us not be clueless before it does, so I think that's a fine exchange. I think No Hide's probably just too cute. Would love to spike an untapped land next turn. So we can go Tracker into make a clue, crack a clue. Well, this is where we be. Yeah, I think in something like Fight Rigging, Null Hide's probably fine. But Null Hide's text of making your non-creature spells not be castable is like a real downside in something like this. Whereas like the Fight Rigging deck that only leverages the 6-power thing, but... Hey, MK, thanks for the 44 months. Welcome back. The Doomblade shall continue until morale improves ship. This here is a wonderful example of why Thoughtseize will be the first card I cut from my sideboard. Or we cut from our deck when sideboarding. Why do we activate Sleeper at sorcery speed? Is there a reason I shouldn't activate it at sorcery speed? Why should I wait to do it? Can you explain? Yeah, I just need to stop putting the format title in the stream title. I'm just gonna put Arena Constructed and call it a day. Potential to block and force them to have removal. How does that force them to have removal if how does waiting to activate it force them to have removal? Please explain. It doesn't do that in the slightest. Activating it sooner means you're less likely to get it stomped or K-commanded if they draw it for the turn. And unless you're assuming your opponent just has no idea how the cards work on the board, and they're just not like, you shouldn't make plays under the assumption that your opponent's awful unless it's your only out. And in general, you should give your opponents the benefit of, hey, they're going to understand the basics of how my cards work. Fatal Punch is actually kind of medium here, right? I don't think I want the third one. I'll take the trophy and the invokes. Activating it at sorcery speed on my turn also plays around Heartless Act because it gets a Death Touch counter as well. So it can no longer be Heartless Acted, which is a removal spell these black mid-range decks tend to play. The Oldred Peer into the Abyss combo. Am I allowed to decide how the rest of the deck works? Probably take a build around for those two. Our opponent left Thoughtseize in the Liliana mirror match. That's a good sign for the home team. Honestly, might not be terrible. Not today, but I'd do that another day this week if you submitted it. Why are you so good, Fable the Mirror Breaker? I basically want to prioritize getting my hand to empty here, so that way I can play Liliana and start ticking her up and get like 1 for 0s when I tick her up, taking a card out of their hand without taking a card out of our own. Untapped Glade would actually be a great draw for that next turn, so we can Heartless Act whatever their play is, play Lily plus her up, etc.
For once, it's not my Off you go.
This is fine, right? And they go land, fire up their creature land to try and attack Liliana. We Fatal Push it. And then we Heartless Act the Reflection and get to plus Liliana next turn. Looking to draw a land or a 1 or 2 drop here. Because again, we're just looking to like get value out of the Liliana. You're always looking to break parity on Liliana's +1. Anytime you're taking a card from them and not taking a card for yourself, you're accruing advantage with her. So Lily was a 3-ish for 1 there. Now, because Liliana's no longer in play, we'll elect to hold the land in our hand. Not only could this bait a Thoughtseize from our opponent because they showed us they left those in their deck, but we have 4 copies of Tireless Tracker that if we draw them, we want to be able to make a land drop and make a clue. This is a reminder, chat. This Twitch stream is pre-recorded in front of a live studio audience. Thanks everybody for hanging out today. We will wait to draw with the clue, because while we could draw a 1-drop we want to play, it is worth noting that we could also draw a spell that they could then Thoughtseize. A little behind here, but not a lot. Come on, Tireless Tracker. Come on, Tireless Tracker. Scavenging Ooze, okay? There's no creatures in there, Ben. Let me get this out of strangle range real quick. And then we will also just go ham on their graveyard at the end of turns, because they're probably a Croxa deck, so ideally we want to try and cut that off at the pass. Yeah, no works. We lack a 3rd creature, unfortunately. It feels so good to watch our opponent get punished for making bad sideboarding choices. Cut your Thoughtseizes in the Liliana Mire's, chat. Imagine how far behind I would be right now if my opponent's Thoughtseizes had been spells that impacted the board. I think the Thoughtseizes were bad in these black mirrors before Liliana the Veil was in this format. And with Liliana the Veil being added to this format, they're worse than ever because Liliana is a card that gets hands empty faster. So they were already not good, and then they got worse with Lily's addition. Remember last week when I talked about my job, I was expecting 115% efficiency to be on par with what I'm being paid? Well, this morning they quiet fired me from the role I helped create for the business. As someone who's been out of the business world for a little while, is quiet fired like actually fired, or they just like pulled you out of the role you were in? Either way, it doesn't seem great, but... Ghosted. They removed me from the role and told me not to join the meeting so people won't be confused. Weird. Chat, I just want you to know that I am incredibly grateful to each and every one of you every single day for releasing me from the hellscape that is corporate America. Hey, Chris. Thanks for the 3.5 years. Welcome back. I think I want to hold on to the land. It's tough, though. Hey, Thumbs, thanks for the tier 2. That's super generous. And thanks for the 27 months. That's so strange, Archangel. Seems very petty and vindictive. Okay, well, if they down-tick Chandra, we at least KO their Planeswalker on the backswing.
Don't you hate that burnt hair smell?
Hey, thanks for the sub gift, Koi. Appreciate it. This is actually kind of the decision point, right? Do I force their Planeswalker off the board, or do we track or make a clue? I think I track or make a clue. It's close, though. I'm gonna draw a card to play around Heartless Act and Stomping K Command, but having a spell in my hand against their post-board Thoughtseizes doesn't feel great.
Oh, this is gonna hurt.
Good. Thanks for the support, Koi. Remember, if you've been vibing with any of my non-magic stuff, I've been doing some evening segments for those that if you don't catch them live, you could fill the mornings with before I fire up at 10 a.m. We did some Snap over on the Snap channel last night. There's edited stuff on the Unite channel every morning, too. Fabled Passage would be okay. What's our best sequence here? It's like Fabled Passage, crack, clue, draw, fatal push, push the Bone Crusher. Yeah, last night was extra late because I fired up after the 10 p.m. season rollover for Snap. Usually we are a little earlier than that. got some cards rolling here, but we gotta try and not get burned out here. It's gonna be a little bit of a challenge, potentially.
Yup, you're going down.
He's yelling, timber, we're gonna sack a Tireless Tracker. We're gonna bin it. Do-do-do-do.
This is my home, and I don't appreciate it when people touch my things. Sacrifices must be
Alright,
made.
so Bone Crusher is probably cracking us for 4 here. You have a Fatal Push as our last card? Well, that felt like a fairly embarrassing lesson in why Red-Black is the only black mid-range deck in Explorer. Let's try a few more, but felt pretty thoroughly outclassed in that game. Fable of the Mirror Breaker, Bone Crusher Giant, Croxa, Torch of Defiance. These are all very, very good Magic cards that we are decidedly not playing. Makes me sad how much my favorite classic cards like Tireless Tracker have just been power crept by Modern Fire Design. It was my boy back in the day. Show me your secrets. I take it back. I didn't want to know your secrets. They're all rude and bad for me. And it's like, now I either get 1-for-1 by Fire Prophecy, or I play an additional threat out, and then I get 2-for-1 by an Anger of the Gods, and it's all bad for us. I don't know. I genuinely just like don't really have words for what we're experiencing. Magic's a hell of a game. This card should probably be banned. As I have words. And I realize that, like, this isn't the crux of even the unfair stuff that's happened so far in this game, but overall, how these formats tend to play out, this card probably just shouldn't be legal. Going on, Zero. Thanks for the 3.5 years. Welcome back. Morning, good morning. Alright. I almost conceded at several points there. This will be the fire prophecy that breaks the camel's back. Is Liliana good here? I guess she pressures their hand, but she doesn't stop them from comboing, right? She's like a 3-mana sorcery speed card. Probably not, right? Let's try it. Let's try this. That's much better than Goldspan Dragon in terms of value, Turf Doctor. Goldspan Dragon kills you faster and was easier to protect itself, but Goldspan Dragon didn't actually draw you cards. The fact that Fable is 2 must-answer threats plus card selection all rolled up into one neat little package is just way too much. Yeah, it just does too much. In formats where we can rebalance cards, Fable the Mirror Breaker should probably just cost 4 mana. I think it's probably fine at 4, it's too much at 3. Excuse me? Why are there 2 Test of Talents in their deck? They're going down. I'm yelling timber. They top decked the sweeper. Do 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 do. Be do 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 do. I think that would make it fine at 3 mana. I agree with that, Terminal Man. Fable of the Mirror Breaker could be triple red if you didn't want to make it cost more than 3. Big agree with that. I think that's a great take. And then it would be just like Kiki Jiki himself. So it would be a flavor win as well. Look at this gorgeous mana base, chat. Jawari Runes, Crucible, Basic Island, Dwarven Mine. Can you feel the greed, chat? Can you feel the greed flowing through them? Hey, Dorun. Thanks for hanging out for over 3 years. Welcome back. Appreciate it. This looks fun. I'm having fun. You having fun, chat? You have anything to talk about? Because I don't really have anything to talk about for the game. But we just sit here and watch all of our stuff die and wait to get comboed. It's a good Tuesday. How was everybody's weekend? Did you have a good Labor Day? It was 103 yesterday, and I don't have air conditioning in my room. Oof. New unelected UK Prime Minister. Educate an ignorant American. Do you normally vote directly for the Prime Minister in the UK, or isn't it I thought it was a process that Parliament nominates the Prime Minister and you vote for members of Parliament. I've also been playing a bit of Genshin here and there. Although I forgot to log in and I missed finishing a couple of my weeklies on the Battle Pass. It was big sad. Miller, thank you for the 4.5 years. Welcome back. We're gonna do some Pokemon Unite today and tomorrow after Magic, but I think we're gonna do some Genshin on Thursday. I hit Adventure Rank 23 and we should be able to progress a bunch of the story. Any advice for a noob Genshin player? I am also a noob Genshin player, so not really. You should pop in the subs Discord, though, if you're not leaps. We've got a Genshin thread going under Gaming General, and there's a handful of pretty experienced players in there that have been giving me suggestions. How's Mew? Mew's very, very competitive and reasonable. Not cracked by any means. It feels like another, like, Delphox power level release. Like, good if you like it, but not necessary if you don't. So people vote in a party, and then their leader is the PM, but most people vote for the PM rather than a local MP. 81,000 people voted for the person sworn, and I don't, that doesn't, what you just said, I must be missing a word or not understanding. Yeah, you can always tell what format we're playing on stream by looking at the deck name. I always put a first letter of the format in parentheses at the start. The Twitch extension. That's it, has it up there. Dang kids and their battle passes and their emotes. You know, I will say, I think one thing I miss from gaming back in the day, I always really liked, do y'all remember, like, the thick player's manuals for video games? Like, especially for, like, old RPG games. I was going through a bunch of stuff in the garage, and I found my, my Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind Player's Guide. That's, like, the breakdown of how to get through different parts of the game. We're dead, right? There's like no coming back from here. All right. Okay, green black mid range. I think I got one more solid loss in me before we rotate to a third deck for the day. Hey, J-Ray, thanks for the over 4 years. Welcome back. Covert Man, thanks for 3/4 of a year. As a lifelong Rakdos player, I'm bummed that it's in lots of formats. Yeah, it's like the best deck in everything on Arena at the moment. If we get trashed one more time, I'm going to load up a mostly stock good deck in some kind of format and try and get some actual wins today. Or I could play the donation deck I have to play Zenith Flare. Maybe we'll do that. Yeah, let's do that actually. If this is a disaster one more time, we'll play Zenith Flare for an hour or so. Caw-caw! Caw-caw!
And you think you
Solid pickup here for us.
Haven't you ever heard of personal space?
Yep. Grax is not a big deal, at least between our Ooze and our Trespasser and our Hive.
of your friends has to leave. I'm tired of your secrets.
No, Daddy Wizards of the Coast didn't decide to change their system to be less profitable.
Whatever. Luck favors the foolish, after all. Drop
Oh
it.
yeah, that's true. You could technically buy wild cards directly, but it's a worse rate than just buying booster packs. It was a big, big monkey paw energy. I forgot they added those. It's so terrible, it just like is blanked out of my mind that it's an option. No, chat, they're never gonna make it more consumer friendly. Magic Arena is a big part of why Wizards of the Coast and Magic the Gathering is more profitable than it's ever been 5 years running. The system exists and it's crappy because it makes lots of money. It's not going anywhere. It's not changing. A friend of mine bought 4 of those wild card packs. LOL. Yeah, there might be something to this Fable of the Mirror Breaker card chip. Hearthstone is easier to get into. I don't think that that's really true. As someone who... I've spent more money on Magic Arena than Hearthstone at this point, but I put 4 figures into Hearthstone. I actually prefer Arena's system to Hearthstone's system. They both suck. Neither of them are good or consumer friendly, but I greatly prefer Arena's system to Hearthstone's system. No, I haven't played Hearthstone in a while. The deck building depth in Hearthstone is really shallow and pretty uninteresting. I can imagine Runeterra's system with Magic. It sounds like something that would make Wizards of the Coast not a lot of money. So they can kill this Hive of the Eye Tyrant, but they have to give up their Murderous Rider to do so, but I'm okay with that trade, so I'm gonna offer it here. We're gonna hold on to this land in case we draw a, tracker. Yeah, the rotating ticker and Marvel Snap of their cosmetics is just a good example of predatory behavior in mobile games, right? Or the gaming space in general. If you don't put the cosmetics on a rotating ticker, you don't create the behavior of your players logging in every day to check which cosmetics are available, and you don't create that sense of, oh, I need to buy this when it shows up because I don't know when it's going to come back again. Yeah. Fear of missing out is the second most predatory thing after random loot boxes. And all the battle pass, season pass, daily login stuff, like all of that's fear of missing out. And I mean, it's all wildly successful, right? All of those things generate the player behaviors that these companies want. They get you to log in every day, etc. Every time you log in daily, even if you don't play a single game on whatever mobile game you're playing or whatever game, whether it's mobile or not, you're helping that game company hit a KPI. One of the things they rate the success of their games on is how many people are logging in every day, even if they're not playing games. That's a metric that they pitch to shareholders and investors to market the success of their product. And to be fair to all of the predatory games I know and love, fear of missing out isn't even really something that was invented by the gaming space, right? Like, fear of missing out, like, think back to those infomercials on D-tier TV things. You must call now to save X dollars on this amazing product. This deal won't last. Get it now, etc. All those crappy shopping networks. Yeah, we got chewed up and spit out trying to play Blue-Red first thing this morning. Press a pick. Standard is mostly black-based mid-range. They just kill all your threats and you can't do anything. 12 easy payments of $19.99. Yeah, exactly. It's 1950s magazine marketing is exactly correct. I think I'm killing their threat and attacking him, huh? How else am I supposed to get a piggy bank that's also an electric razor? Therein lies the question. I love when Wizards creates balanced formats. When was that? Can you give me a reminder? Oh, chat. We've had a lot of positive political minutes lately on stream. So to get back to your regularly scheduled doomsaying and fuck the GOP, the governor of, I believe it's Mississippi, right? Where Jackson's water system had a collapse post-flood. If you're wondering why they would allow that to happen, in a press conference today, he went on the record saying that the privatization of a future water system for Jackson is on the table. Never forget that a core tenet of the Republican playbook is to sabotage public systems, say, look, the public system doesn't work, and then sell it to their friends for a profit in the private sector. It's really strange how these people run on the platform of the government can't do anything right, and then they get elected and the government can't do anything right. Weird. It's very unpredictable and strange. Just activate our friend and hope for no fatal push here. They have priority, but they also have a blood token that's hopefully giving them that priority. Merfolk's on my list of things to try Arctic Foxden. We've just had a handful of donation decks thanks to the Green Chef promo, and nobody's donated to see Merfolk. So it's on my list of things I want to get to, but nobody's explicitly pumped it to the front of the line. I think we'll clear out the donation deck queue today after we play some Zenith Flare, some Treasure Flare. So 21 months in Fiction, welcome back.
You wanna go? Today's my lucky day.
Scale of 1 to dead, where's my creature at here? Is there a stomp in my future? Okay, no stomp is a good beat. Well, I need to kill their Planeswalker, right? Although I suppose if they throw Trespasser in front of Sleeper, I'm going to make Sleeper a 4/4 and let their Chandra live, I think. And with that block, we'll pump this, make Sleeper a 3/3. I think this exchange is good for us. I'm going to play the tap land because I don't think I'm going to have life to afford to shock it in later.
This'll be easy. Today's my lucky day.
Hey, Gregoria, thanks for the 2 months. Welcome back. We start by taking a hit from our boy the Sleeper here, huh? Continue pressuring their insane Planeswalker. We can hit that last chapter on the Evolved Sleeper multiple times if we want. This is a tap land pass angle. Well, it depends on where I end up on the front page with Magus. So, like, yesterday we got, like, the biggest boost you could possibly get off the front page. We peaked at just shy of 20,000 concurrent viewers. And then we actually had a pretty good retention. I streamed for 5 hours more after I was done being on the front page. And we still had 2,000 viewers when I signed off. Our average for yesterday was 6,968 viewers. Big numbers go burr. I think we picked up, or like 200 new followers. So, hopefully some of the folks come back again. We'll see. It's hard to predict. Am I firing this up? I think I'm firing this up. I need to kill this Chandra, right? Oh, I guess this is only 3, though. This gets rid of the Croxa, though, too, which has value.
Nobody knows Dominaria's shadows like me. I've always hated crowds.
Coral? It's for the 49 months. So, our Fatal Push can kill the Reflection here, at least now.
Oh, this is gonna hurt.
Reflection's gotta be the one to go. I need to pressure the Chandra off here. I don't think I can afford to split these up.
Guess you don't need me anymore.
Just now for the sake of auto passing.
Don't overthink things.
Ooh. Yeah, their Planeswalker's finally dead, so like, now they're pivoting into pressuring us. Leave the creature in the bin, so that way my Graveyard Trespasser can eat it.
Knew this was a waste of time.
Yep. Wait, I guess.
Happy to help, but I'm taking the credit when we win. Haven't you ever heard of personal space?
I agree that the range of voice lines on Liliana the Veil is really good. They do a pretty consistently good job with the audio design in Magic Arena. When they do it, it's just a little sparse in some areas. All right, unfortunately, my wrap up on this deck is not a very enthusiastic one. Liliana the Veil is obviously great in these black mid-range decks. However, these green-black decks in Explorer, they're just bad compared to the red-black deck. As long as Fable of the Mirror Breaker is a card in the format, you just can't really justify playing a mid-range deck without it.